Ever caught that gut-wrenching feeling that something just isn't right? That your spouse, the person you trusted most, might be lying straight to your face? Well, back in the early 2000s, I had that feeling. And when I uncovered the truth, not only did I divorce my cheating wife, but I made sure her lover's entire life collapsed around him like a house of cards. If you've ever been betrayed or wish karma would just hurry up already, hit that like button and subscribe. Because this story isn't just about cheating. It's about one of the most satisfying revenge paybacks you'll ever hear. I had been married for a few years. We had 2 kids, just 4 and 6 at the time. Sweet, innocent. The kind of age where kids blur out everything they've seen. And that's exactly what planted the first seed of suspicion in my head. They started mentioning spending time at their grandparents' house. Now, that wasn't strange by itself. Kids love grandparents. But the problem? Her parents lived 90 minutes away. And apparently, my wife was making that trip 2 or 3 times a week. That meant basically every day she wasn't at her part-time job. Something didn't add up. I asked her about it, casually at first. Her answers? Defensive. Shaky. She wasn't a good liar, and I could feel it in my gut. So I started small, subtle, tracking the mileage on her car. And sure enough, she was racking up about 400 extra miles every week. My stomach dropped. I didn't know what yet, but I knew something was going on. The discovery. Then fate handed me a smoking gun. One day, I sat at the family computer, and there it was, a sticky note left carelessly on the desk. My wife's AOL password. My hands shook as I typed it in. Part of me screamed, "Don't look. If you look, everything changes." But I needed the truth. What I found hit me like a freight train. Emails, dozens of them, between her and her college best friend. My wife was bragging about sleeping with one of her high school ex-boyfriends, laughing, even mocking his wife for getting fat after kids. My chest tightened. My throat burned. This wasn't just betrayal. It was cruelty. I printed those emails, tucked them away, because I knew this wasn't over. Bringing in reinforcements. I wanted more than suspicions. I wanted proof. Ironclad. So I called a friend who was a cop. He put me in touch with a private investigator. Let's call him Ron. Ron was sharp, professional. I paid his retainer, handed over the emails, and waited. Weeks later, he came back with a full report. Dates, times, photographs. The truth spilled across those pages. My wife would drop our kids at her parents' house, then meet her ex for lunch. After that, it was straight to a dingy motel for hours. Then, like nothing happened, she'd pick up the kids and come home to me. My vision blurred as I read. This wasn't a mistake. It was routine. Cold. Calculated. The breaking point. I thought about my kids. My own childhood. Destroyed because my parents cheated on each other. The chaos. The screaming, the heartbreak. I swore to myself, I will not let my kids grow up in that kind of war zone. That night, I made my decision. I called a lawyer. Divorce papers were drawn. But I wasn't done. If she could betray me this deeply, then her lover deserved the spotlight too. Digging into the lover, I asked Ron to dig deeper into this man. Let's call him Bob. And oh, Ron delivered. Bob was married with 3 kids. And he wasn't just some average guy. He was a VP of sales at his father-in-law's company. He had a cushy setup, respect, money, stability. On the outside, Bob looked like the perfect family man. On the inside, a fraud, revenge in motion. Here's how I set it up. Step 1. My wife was served the divorce papers. At work, right in front of her coworkers. No hiding, no excuses. Step 2. At the exact same time, Ron went to Bob's wife. Hand-delivered the entire report. Photos, dates, emails, everything. She had no idea. She looked like a woman blindsided by a truck. But I knew she deserved the truth. The fallout. And oh, the fallout was glorious. Bob's wife didn't just confront him. She detonated his entire life. She drained their joint account, took the kids, and walked. When her father found out his golden boy son-in-law had been cheating on his daughter, Bob was fired. instantly. And since Bob and his wife had been living in a house owned by her parents, guess what? Evicted. But it didn't stop there. Their divorce spiraled into chaos. Screaming matches, court battles, police reports. One incident even got physical. Bob stormed the house. Things got heated and his brother-in-law broke Bob's nose. Restraining orders followed. Criminal charges. Even jail time. Bob's shiny, polished life shattered into pieces. My side of things. As for me, my divorce went smoother. The cheating didn't help me legally, but it gave me clarity. I focused only on the kids. Civil, distant, professional. Once they grew up, I cut ties with my ex completely. Do I hate her? No. Hate takes energy. To me, she's just the mother of my children. Nothing more. But Bob, the man who thought he could play husband, father, and side lover without consequences, last I heard, he left the state. No career, no family, no trace online, just a ghost of who he used to be. Meanwhile, his ex-wife, she thrived, took over her dad's business, raised her kids. She got the life she deserved. And me, I got my justice. Imagine this. The man who mocked his wife, who thought he could sneak around with mine, who believed he was untouchable, ended up with nothing. No family, no career, no home, just a broken nose and a trail of wreckage behind him. That, my friends, is what true karma looks like. Betrayal cuts deep, but sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't what you do. It's letting the truth destroy them. Because lies always collapse under their own weight. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories of justice served cold. And tell me in the comments, what's the most